Welcome to part 5 of this series, all about the lessons that I learned in 2015 and the intentions that I am setting for 2026. We're going to carry on from part 4, where we were talking about money and pricing and packaging and making more money in a way that feels really good. Number 4 of the money list. You are there as a business owner, as a creative, however you identify, you're there to solve a problem or provide a solution. And when you think about your ideal client and your customer and what they're going through and what they're trying to figure out and what they need to sort and what's been on their list for a while, and like all of the stuff around that transaction, all of that emotional stuff, like figure out what that is. You need to be that steady, that simple, that straightforward, that streamlined version where you say, I can help you. And what you really want to do is to be able to come at it from that very neutral energy. Let me tell you about tradespeople. Maybe you've had a similar experience, but when we were we had a few bits of work that we needed to do 4 years ago when we moved into this house. The number of people will be like, yeah, darling, I'll see if I can get there tomorrow, but I might not be able to. And like, I'm like, but so do you have a website? Like, how much do you cost? What's this? How do you do this? And they're like, I don't know, I'll text you. Already I'm thinking, this feels chaotic. And I know sometimes that might be the nature of the beast, but for me, when I'm talking about, say, electricals and things that I want to have in order to make my house feel safe, I love it when people come with that sort of calm energy. That makes me like somebody's dad, like, don't worry, we're going to do this. I've got some tools in my van. Let me bring them in and we'll get this sorted. That is the energy that I'm looking for, because I am not an expert in this situation. And so I am really leaning on somebody who has this as an expertise to be able to figure it out for me. Not for me, with me, but also for me too. So always I am thinking about this, and I offer it to you as well. I want you to think about how you can show that you are that steadiness for somebody. So you might use sentences such as, here's how you can work with me. This is what happens next. This is how I work. I want you to build the back end and the technology that serves you and your clients. So you might be somebody that's like, I hate technology. I hate my website. I'm not very good with all of these things. Build or embed a very simple contact form, or just put your email. The way to work with you is to DM you or is to email you, and then you set up a call. Like, keep it really simple. I always say this to my clients, and I've often said it on talks that I've done about it. Not everybody wants to be in your funnel. If I was phoning a tradesperson and my heating wasn't working, I don't want to join a 10-part series as to why you should get your heating fixed at this time of year. I want somebody to come round and fix it. That's what I want. So I'm like, when's your next availability? How much do you cost? How do you want me to pay you? And let's move forward from there. That's what I want. Number 5. This is one of the most important things I think you can do as a business owner and as a child, and I think it's a skill that we all need to build. I want you to get really comfortable about talking about money. And some people be like, yeah, I feel all right talking about money. Do you feel comfortable talking about and talking in terms of the money that you actually want to earn? So say you have been making 50 grand up until now. You've always made around 50 grand and it feels good. Therefore, if you want to become somebody who makes 100 grand a year, how do you feel in that conversation? If there's a bit of like, ooh, that feels, I don't know. Well, if there is hesitation, It's time to do some work. I always say selling begins in your living room. The process of learning how to do it. And I know that phrase of role play is like a bit cringe, but it is so, so important. It's so brilliant for you to get stuck into. So I want you to practice, experiment, and vocalize and bring these numbers to life. It's one of the best things that you can do. I think also there is a temptation, and I think it came from reality shows, that people say, or they assume that they'll be able to deliver it when they need to. Like when I'm in that board meeting, when that opportunity comes to me, the stars will align and I'll just know what to do. The adrenaline will see me through. And yes, that might be true, but also don't leave it to chance. Don't assume that it is all going to come together, because there could be things that you do right now, that you rehearse, that you practice. And this is your responsibility as a business owner, as a freelancer, however you identify. It's your responsibility to work on your weak spots. We all have them. We all have parts of our business that feel flowy, that feel in alignment, that feel like they really elevate our skill set. And we all also have parts where it's like, oof, I really don't like doing that thing. We have an opportunity to practice, to delegate, to seek help from. We don't just have to stay the same with it and just own that sense of like, I don't know, I would just never be able to figure that out. We can all improve, even if it's by 1 or 2 or 5 or 10%. Even if we end up delegating it, there have to be certain things where we're going to be an overall better business owner if we step up and we improve ourselves. Number 6, I am especially talking to women here because I hear it all the time. I want you to notice how you talk about yourself, your products, you, what you're good at, what you're not good at, where you're up to. And I'm not saying that every conversation that you have has to be a sales pitch or you telling everybody how brilliant you are, or always having that front where it's like, I just like want to drop my kids off and it's been at school and it's been a really difficult morning and I just want to share with a school mum friend, like it's been a bit of one of those tricky ones. I'm not saying you have to go, hi, everything's great, I'm juggling life and business, isn't this fantastic? I'm not saying that. What I am saying is we get attached to phrases, lines that we've maybe heard, or we do things that we feel like we should, where we're always underplaying ourselves. We're always like making a joke of things. One of the popular things that I hear women saying all the time is like, I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Is that true? If that is true, you know that you can get more help and the internet knows how to make this better. But also, if you do know what you're doing and you're doing it and you're having success with it, why are you playing it down? Right. So that is an interesting one to notice how you are talking about yourself. Are you brushing off your successes? Again, you don't have to be a conceited monster who is just like, I'm fantastic, how are you? You don't have to do that, of course, but you might be giving away opportunities that are yours to claim, that you are the perfect person for. But if you keep underselling yourself the whole time, those opportunities are not going to come to you. And I say this from listening to waiting rooms for the last 25 years. More than that, nearly 30 years, I have been professionally auditioning. More than that, maybe 37 years. I started when I was about, okay, I can't do the maths, but early. Tweens. People would talk in the waiting room about how nervous they were, how they didn't know what they were doing, how they were just doing this for experience because they're never going to get it. And yes, I know sometimes there are those moments where you feel that. And sometimes I've been in rooms or opportunities where on the inside I've thought, wow, I feel like I'm out of my comfort zone here. Did I share it? Did I declare it to the room and label myself with that? No, it's not helpful. That fake it till you make it thing sometimes have to come in play, because sometimes you might just surprise yourself. Sometimes I've been in rooms where I thought, I am never ever gonna get this. And I did. Or I got recalled or penciled, or like something happened. And somehow the stars aligned and I stepped up and I did the thing, and it was a beautiful moment. Would that have happened if I had self-sabotaged? Probably not. Because when you say things, people tend to believe you. When you say you're not up for the job, people are not going to go, no, no, no. Especially strangers. They're not going to go, no, 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 I'm sure you are. They're going, okay, then I'm going to look somewhere else. So be very mindful of your words, how you're talking about your business and what you do and what you're all about. And I'll see you for part 6. Do follow along, subscribe, all of those great things. If you want to work on your money goals for 2026, come and join Create Your Income Pie. There are 3 ways to join. If you add magic at checkout, you can save 20%. All the details are down below. And it's instant access. Lots of love. Bye.